All right. Welcome everyone to the August 2nd, 2023 community call. We're going to kick things off here. We got a lot to cover here, but first we've got Charlene with the macro update. So Charlene, take it away.
All right, guys. So I'll keep the market update very short today. I think there's just one important thing to watch out for this week, actually from last week, is the long expected adjustment on YCC that actually kicked off last week. We know that Bank of Japan has set, the short-term interest rate literally at zero. Actually, it's minus 0.1, and control the 10-year government bond yield at 0% since 2016. So Japan actually has been recovering from its deflationary economy, and many key economic data actually are back to normal level. Like their GDP is above 2% now, and their inflation rate, yes, they have inflation now, is about 3.5%. So it's not realistic to keep very strict YCC control anymore, right? So finally, Bank of Japan revised its guidance at last meeting and target to have the 10-year government bond yield move within the range of 0.5% and 1%. This is very mild, right? And compared to where the inflation is, right? Your 10-year bond yields at 0.5 to 1%. That's not the right match. So this is very mild, but it's only the first move, right? It's definitely not the end of the adjustment. And Japanese yen as funding costs are very important to global financial markets, right? And there's a massive carry trade market based on Japanese yen, right? And Cody should know this very well, right? So just what's the carry trade? You borrow Japanese yen at interest rate that's literally zero, and you convert to other currencies, and you invest in high yield assets. You pay back Japanese lender at the end of the year. Say I borrow 1 million Japanese yen from Bank of Japan, I convert that to USD. I deposit to Bank of America, and I earn 5% interest a year. If Japanese yen stays steady, at the end of the year, I convert the money back to yen and pay back lender and earn 5% yield as my profit, right? So if Japanese yen depreciates over the year, I'll make more profit. As long as the yen doesn't appreciate more than 5% against the dollar throughout the year, I'll still make profit. So if Bank of Japan increases the funding cost, right, it will be more expensive to borrow at first place. Plus, yen should appreciate on rising interest rates, so it will squeeze my profit further. I'll even just make the trade loss making, right? So if Japan starts to tighten its monetary policy over time, it will kick off a big unwind on this global carry trade and suck liquidity out of the system and affect asset prices negatively, right? And I think the market is paying a lot of attention on this now. So on the US market side, I think just more economic data will kick in this week. We just had the ADP release this morning. The July number was 324,000 versus market forecast of 185,000. And we'll get non-farm payroll on Friday. Let's see if these two numbers can reconcile for this reporting period, because they have been very different in a very funny way for the past few months. And that's it for this week. Maybe we can have Bodhi to give us some comments on crypto side as well. A lot happening in crypto market this week.
Yeah, lots of interesting stuff. We got meme coins going crazy, then rugging, and some controversy with Curve and lending protocols and how they are able to liquidate stuff and what kind of risks are involved. Just, pretty much the usual, honestly.
The usual, just another
Yep.
week in DeFi.
Yep.
I
Nothing new to
feel like
see, really.
yeah, was there another exploit in addition to Curve? I honestly I couldn't keep up with everything that was going on. It was such a dense weekend.
Like related to the same bug in Viper. I
I
think maybe there were some smaller things that have. I don't know if there was any. I don't know which one, but I think there were a couple other contracts affected, but I'm not
Yeah,
sure exactly which.
yeah. I think I remember I read something, but they weren't on mainnet. I think there was one on Ellipsis, on
Okay.
Binance Smart Chain, and something else on
there was
Phantom, I think.
there was a rug pull on base, I guess. I think that was it. There
Oh
was like
yeah,
a couple of them.
Yeah,
2 or
yeah,
3.
that
I
was
don't
the
know.
big, the meme coin rug. Yeah, that was bald. The meme coin,
yeah.
And
which
Leet
I mean, a
Swap.
meme coin that pops up on a new chain, like rugging, should be like the assumed thing that's going to happen, not the other way around. So it shouldn't really be news.
Yeah, I guess. Oh, geez.
Like if you're shocked about this, then you really gotta maybe look at history a bit.
Well, I just know that it's just been an exhausting week. I think we're all ready for some good news here in the near future. So, yeah. So, you know, I mean, just out of curiosity, just looking at the market as a whole, I mean, Cody, just out of curiosity, what do you think is in store for kind of the rest of 2023? Any ideas?
I don't know. I mean, it definitely feels like things are heating up in a lot of areas, so that's good to see. Like, I mean, if it starts out with meme coins and that kind of stuff, like maybe those are the first to get going. But I think it's sort of a good sign for like markets. But I don't know. I do think it's still mostly your same crypto folks kind of like basically PvPing around. So it's kind of I don't know that there's necessarily like new entrants and like a lot of new activity from people who haven't been around just yet. So I don't think it's like full fledged like the horde's coming and it's going to be a bunch of new money into crypto. So ultimately, I think it's kind of just been shifting around from place to place, or maybe a little bit sitting on the sidelines from folks who are here the whole time. But yeah, I don't think it's like a massive inflow quite yet, at least not from what I've seen. And again, a lot of that I think is still tied to macro. So it's probably in line with, as rates start moving around, maybe we'll get some more action.
Yeah, I think. Well, the big macro thing that happened, I think, in the last week was that Yellow Trucking Company filing for bankruptcy. So that was kind of a big one. So that kind of gives you an insight into sort of like supply chain and manufacturing distribution. And I think we also had like a bank in Kansas fail as well. So there was another U.S. bank that failed. So it's going to be interesting to see sort of how things are going to develop in the fall, because I know as far as macro markets go, kind of like mid-spring, mid-fall, or kind of like when you see the seasonality of sort of volatility rise and fall, and so that's when you'll see some sort of that's when we had the banking crisis, right? Was in March, and so September, October might be quite interesting this fall. So I guess we'll just have to keep our eyes peeled and make sure we're in some FETH so that we are shielded from some volatility. So, and speaking of which, I guess we'll just go ahead and dive into the protocol of the moment of today of FX. So, round 2 is ongoing. It's lasted a tick longer than round 1 so far. So if you were whitelisted with the ALD, there's still a chance for you to get in there. There's it's over 85% sold right now, but it's kind of people are still nibbling away at it. So it's encouraging to see that the sale's still going on and that it's not just one person buying up everything. So I think everyone's pretty pleased, and it looks like everybody's that wants to participate can. So so if you got your whitelisted and you want to still get in there and do that, please do. It's still going on. But yeah, we'll keep our eyes on that. And then speaking of that, with that basically going pretty well, the maintenance beta launch, we are planning on launching the full protocol tomorrow with 1,000 ETH deposit cap. So for those of you who've been playing around on the Falcon testnet and have gotten a feel for how the protocol works, we're going to open it up on mainnet. It's going to be on Ethereum, and both. I think you'll be able to mint everything like FETH and XETH and use the rebalancing pool, and that'll be with 1,000 ETH cap. So hopefully that gets filled up and everybody gets a chance to participate. And then additionally, the probably about 2 weeks after that, we'll have the token generation event for the FX tokens, and then liquidity for FETH and XETH will be seeded in about 2 weeks, and then we'll open the protocol up fully so that the deposit cap is removed. So so we will keep everybody in the loop on those developments, and I think everything's moving along kind of as planned right now. So
Hey, Matt, I think we will add liquidity for FETH and XETH tomorrow.
Oh, we will. Okay.
Only for FX after the TG.
Oh, okay. So
No, actually, I think tomorrow is more like a trial launch, right? For people just to experience, the product, how it works on mainnet. And the offering will be capped at 1,000 ETH. And liquidity will come later, right? When we open up the deposit limit.
right.
Okay, so
that's
for everything, liquidity later for all 3 tokens.
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. And so we'll make announcements as those things develop and come out. You'll see them on Twitter and on Discord as well. So just keep your eyes peeled. And if you have any questions, of course, come ask us. We love to chit chat with everybody about everything that's FX. And somebody else who's kind of excited about FX is our brand new launch partner, StakeDAO. And so we announced that. Well, for me, it was very early this morning, but basically StakeDAO is basically going to do kind of a really cool deal where they are going to be one of the first big investors in FX, and they're going to purchase $100,000 worth of FETH, and in return, FX is basically going to make a $100,000 donation in FX tokens to their liquid lockers. So they will, they'll do the StakeDAO thing where they VE lock those, and then you'll have SDFX on StakeDAO. So pretty cool. They've been really great to work with, especially with Concentrator and the ASD CRV auto the compounder. And so we're really excited to have them on board. They've been great to work with, and hopefully everybody benefits from it as well. So we will keep everybody in the loop as those actions occur, and like we said, we're always really excited to welcome anybody on board that wants to utilize our protocol. So we'll keep you up to speed on that. And then, so that's pretty much all of our FX news right now. Sales ongoing. Concentrator. So let's move on to that. So one of the things I guess everybody's kind of noticed this week is that Concentrator is kind of like it's not like performing as well, mainly due to the low liquidity in the CRV ETH pool, right? So just so everybody's aware, all your rewards are accumulating back in the background. It's just the CRV from those awards that comes from the convex curve LP positions just isn't able to be swapped into the compounder tokens, the like A curve and AFX and whatnot. So we just have to wait until enough liquidity comes on board with the CRV WETH CRV USD pool. I think it's called the Tri Curve pool? I think that's what they're calling it. But there's been a lot of news about that. That's basically going to be the new source of CRV liquidity on Curve. I was looking at it. They've got a ton of rewards already lined up for it to basically get people to ape in with liquidity pretty quick here. So I think hopefully once we get enough CRV in that pool, that the rewards for all the harvesters will start to cycle through again. It'll take a little bit longer than normal, but like I said, all your rewards are accumulating. There's like no reason to panic. It just is going to take a little bit more time. Just this is the life we signed up for with DeFi. So, but it's okay though. These things are designed to be kind of slow burns anyway. So just don't worry about it, and let us know if you have any questions or want to know what's going on with it. We're happy to answer that. Did I miss anything there, Paul, or is that about right?
Yeah, I guess you touched all the points.
Yeah, just want to make sure everybody's like calm and like not panicking. It's exhausting, but like with Concentrator, you can just stay calm. I think. So, and then in other Concentrator news, we locked an additional 321,000 CRV. It's on staked out Curve. And this is sort of part of our ramping up of bribable assets to influence liquidity on chain. And so I think I was actually looking at Debanked this morning, and let me see if I've got. It looks like Concentrator has about total 771,000 CRV staked. On staked out, and then 641,000 staked on locked as VE-CRV. So that's almost like 1.5 million CRV that VE-CRV or forms of VE-CRV that the Concentrator has at its disposal to use as bribable assets. So as you can see, Aladdin we are moving full-fledged ahead, man, to make it such that we are in control of liquidity incentives for the protocol tokens that we are CTR and Clev CVX, Clev USD. I mean, all those, we will be incentivizing them with these. And so we will, as the bribe rounds occur now for Convex, the Clev emissions will be no more, I believe, after this round. So we'll be incentivizing with CVX tokens and with our own VE-CRV or VoteLock CVX. So it's pretty cool. 321,000 is nothing to sneeze at. So very exciting that we're able to keep moving on that. And then we have the Concentrator DAO-to-DAO revenue sharing proposal. So, man, it has been such a busy morning. I haven't even checked on that. Have you seen, Paul?
No, I haven't had the chance yet, but yeah.
Okay, yeah. Well, last I checked, it was it was 100%, full speed ahead. So we'll take a look at that. We'll give you the official verdict on that one, but it was looking good. And I think that's one that
yeah, it's 100% for.
Yeah. So
let me post the link here for everyone.
Yeah. So just as a reminder, what this one is, just sort of a big heads up on this one, is that this is the one where we were going to take Concentrator revenue so typically when a harvest happens, 2% goes to the keeper, 10% goes to be split to go to 50% to the Treasury and 50% to VECTR holders. That's now going to be changed with this passing, and instead of the 50% to the Treasury and 50% to VECTR holders, it's now going to be 33% to the Treasury, 33% to VECTR holders, and now 33% to DAOs that contribute significant TVL to concentrator vaults. And so if they have at least $5 million worth of TVL on concentrator, they're eligible to get basically free money back to them. And this is just a way for us to continue to create growth in the protocol, to get folks in, that are substantial, that lending protocols, treasury management. So hopefully we can get the word out and really start creating some really deep partnerships with some significant DeFi players. So just keep your eyes peeled for that. And then speaking of partnerships, so we have a proposal that was announced, I think maybe late last week, or maybe right after the call last week, that we have a proposal for A token vaults. Our A token votes, ACRV, AFXS, AFRAX, and I think it's even any harvester vaults as well, can be utilized as collateral on MIM, on Abracadabra, for their lending markets. And so we have that proposal's up right now, and please, we encourage people to go and comment on that from our community, so that they understand sort of how excited we are for this, and that they can sort of be educated on our vaults, how they operate, and how they can be utilized as collateral on their lending market. So I think it's pretty innovative. My personal thought on our vaults and the A tokens is that they're basically a lot like they'll inherit the narrative of sort of LSD tokens, right? You hold a position and it's basically like it's like holding a nuclear fuel, like it's just like emitting mass, and it's emitting rewards. And so as collateral, it's really great as collateral to have that. So it's continually adding to your position. And so I think as lending collateral, it will be pretty exciting to utilize, and hopefully it can get deeply and widely utilized in DeFi all over. So we have that proposal. Please go take a look at it and comment on it. And this is hopefully the first of many that will be coming about. So we will keep everybody up to speed on developments there. Anything else on Concentrator, Paul, that I've overlooked or forgotten, or steamrolled over?
I know. I think you've covered everything quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah. The main important thing is that we are waiting, as you said, with the new pool, the new curve pool to be set up, so we can start harvesting and distributing the rewards.
Yeah, as Captain Rational says, this is part of being a federation, when you're locked in with the team, and so everybody on the team's got to do their part. So we got to wait for Curve to do their part. So
but at least the rewards are still accumulating. So
yeah, absolutely,
it's
and
not such a big issue.
Not just sit tight. Have a nice cold beverage. Go read the Aladdin Town newsletter. Hang out
Roast
here.
some coffee.
Yeah, man. Well, I mean, you don't have to. In my neck of the woods, you don't have to do much roasting. You just throw it out on the pavement right now, and it roasts itself, man. I got up to, I don't even know what it is in Celsius. It was like 108 here yesterday. I'm guessing it's like 45 degrees or something in Celsius. It was ridiculous.
No, thank you.
There's no one here in Texas that's thrilled about it either. The weatherman has a very easy job this time of year. He is he just basically says it's hot again, and he's just like, we know. So
Yeah.
Anyway, hopefully everybody else is doing okay. So that's Concentrator, and then with Clever, not a whole lot to report on Clever or Aladdin this week. Clever, basically, if you probably noticed after the last bribe round, your rewards were a little bit lower, and that's by design. We were all in favor of that from their vote with it passed to redistribute the revenue for our new growth model for Clever. And so, as you've noticed, the CVX rewards, a larger portion are now going to the Treasury, and those will be utilized as incentivizing rewards for liquidity on Convex, and so those will be utilized to bribe for I believe the Clev ETH pool.
Yep.
And so you'll see that as the rounds go through, and so the Clev token will no longer be utilized as an incentive for bribing or for farming. So so just keep your eyes out there. So the that sort of like as protocols, like the Union or Pyrex or whoever, as they get Clev tokens, they just sort of auto dump those and just reinvest in whatever theirs are that they reinvest in, and so there will no longer be that kind of like mass dumping after bribes of Clev tokens, which is really great. And so hopefully you'll start to see more stabilization in the Clev price. And then additionally, if you're staking Clev ETH LP on Clever, the Clev emissions, we will cut those off here in the near future once the liquidity is sufficiently incentivized through the revenue redistribution model. So we'll give everybody a heads up when that happens. You'll have to take your Clev ETH LP and do whatever you want with it. You can put it. I mean, Concentrator's got a nice little vault that you can do. I think it has a curve or a FXS rewards, and so there's that option. And then there's obviously Clever and Convex, and it's up to you. So, but everybody, just keep your eyes peeled for that. We'll let you know on the Twitter and on the Discord as well. So, so that's Clever.
Yeah.
That's kind of what's going on there. And then Aladdin, we've talked a little bit about the ALD tokenomics revisions, and we are, as we're kind of in the throes right now of kind of getting FX up and running and making sure that's going well. And so kind of once that kind of settles down and we're kind of into a sense of a little bit more, everybody could kind of take a breath. I think we'll then kind of shift our attention back to Aladdin to make the revisions that not only Tao recommended in his proposal, but also some of the ones that we've talked about on previous calls that the team has sort of even expanded on as well to fulfill that, like the capping of the supply limit and things like that. So we'll keep everybody up to speed as that develops and as we have more information for you guys. So that is pretty much all I got, gang. I mean, when I don't have Kruger here, I can only fill half the space with just me yammering on about anything. So that's pretty much our community call. It's going to be a little bit shorter, but we miss Kruger. I hope he's having a good vacation, and when he comes back, he and I will have much more bullshit to entertain anybody, unless Paul or Charlene, you guys have something that you just have like some something you want to get off your chest or anything.
No, not really, man. I mean, we will make all the details available later on about FFX.
I think you covered all of it, and yeah.
Now here's the main question that I have to ask, and I want to know, Charlene, were you able to get a token this morning?
I did actually.
All right.
Yeah, about 10 years
Oh,
FX.
man, big spender. Wow.
I
Okay.
think
Finally,
Yeah.
finally, Charlene gets a W in the win column, and so so
Oh yeah.
that's why she's in a good mood this morning. All right. Well, I tell you what, gang, we are about out of info here this morning, but the offering's still going on. If you've got some rewards or whatever coming in, and you want to take advantage of it, I know it's really late in like Australia and East Asia. So if you guys wake up, you might have a little surprise that you can still take part in this. So we'll keep this going until it's all over, till it's all sold out. So yeah, that's it. Thanks guys for jumping in this morning on the call. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thanks everyone.
Yep. Have a good morning, everybody.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Bye
guys.
for now.
Bye.
Okay. Bye.